name is Gage Hanlon. I'm the owner of Universal Sport Karate. This video is to show how we are going to use scoring for our forms, katas, divisions at the Dragon Challenge 13 in Joplin, Missouri on November 16th, 2013. You can either use this video to train yourself for our tournament, or you can use this video to train yourself and your other black belts for other tournaments that you may be going to or that you yourself may host. So let's go ahead and get started. For this example of training, we're going to use 5 competitors in our division. And to make it even easier, we're going to use the novice division. The novice division is going to have a maximum score range of 7.99. So, if I have 5 competitors, I know that I can make my scoring range from 7.95 to 7.99. So I'm going to write that up top here. 7.95 to 7.99. That's going to give me a range of 5 scores for 5 competitors. And I have that written here up top. Then on the side, I'm going to write my 1 through 5 so it can match my competitors. So I'm going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can see here. So up at the top, we have our score range. On the sides, we have our competitors. So we know that competitor 1 is going to be the best competitor so far because they are the first competitor. So automatically, they're going to get a tally. And the tally is going to be 1 because so far they are the number 1 competitor. They've done the best out of everybody because they're the first. So they get a tally. This 1 represents that they should get first place so far. Now let's say competitor 2 comes out and they do a phenomenal job. Let's say that they do awesome. So compared to competitor 1, they deserve to get first place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a 1 for tally mark for number 2 competitor. And because I have someone who had already that score, I'm going to add to that for competitor 1. Now, competitor 1 so far deserves second place, and competitor 2 so far deserves first place. Let's say competitor 3 comes out. They were pretty good, but not quite first place material, but they did better than competitor 1. So, I'm going to put down 2 tally marks for competitor 3. And because someone already had 2 tally marks, you have to add to it for that competitor. Now, so far, I have competitor 2 in first place, competitor 3 in second place, and competitor 1 in third place. Now let's say competitor 4 comes out. You know, they did a good effort, but they definitely don't deserve to be in the top 3. So, competitor 4, so far, 4 out of 5 players have went up, so there's only 4 places to be given out so far. So competitor 4 gets 4 tally marks. No other competitors get to move up or down because of this. Now let's say competitor 5 comes out, like, third place. They did pretty good, so they deserve third place. So I'm going to put down 3 tally marks for competitor number 5. Now, there are 2 other competitors who need to get an extra tally score. Since competitor 5 deserves third place in my mind, that means competitor 1 needs to add a tally mark, which puts competitor 1 in 4th place. And because I already have somebody in 4th place, and competitor 1 is now in 4th place, I have to add a tally to competitor 4. So now, in my mind, in my opinion, I have competitor 2 at first place, competitor 3 at second place, competitor 5 at third place, competitor 1 at 4th place, and competitor 4 at 5th place. Okay, now I have my tallies. I know which competitors I have at which places in my mind. That doesn't mean that the judges beside me necessarily have the same opinion, but that's the point of judging. You look at what you see and you score based on your opinion, not anyone else's. So, like I said, our range is from 7.95 to 7.99. So I need to write my 7.95 9. That's my base. Okay, so we're going to call competitor 1 out for scores. I have competitor 1 at 4th place. So if I count in my head from 1st place to 5th place, 9-9 being 1st place, 9-5 being 5th place, I know that 7.96 is what I should give out for 4th place position. So I'm going to write 7.96. And either myself or whoever the center referee is going to wait till all the judges have written down their scores, and then they're going to say, judges score. And you'll turn around and you'll have your score. And of course the judges or the scorekeepers will read the scores out loud. Now you know what place you gave out. And this is for me personally, but I always like to write the score down beside the competitor after I've given it. That way, if there's anyone who has any questions, either the scorekeepers, the judges, or parents or coaches, you have the scores written down so you can refer back to them. That's what I like to do. You don't necessarily have to, but it doesn't hurt to do it. So now competitor 1 got their score, competitor 2 is up. In my mind, competitor 2 deserves 1st place, so they're going to come up, and I know that 7.99 is what I give out for 1st place. So I'm going to write down a 9 in place of the 6 that I just had. You say judges score, you turn it around, have 7.99 read out loud by the scorekeepers or the judges, and then again, after I've done that, I'm going to write down the score that I gave that competitor. And then I'm going to erase my last digit. Competitor 3 comes out. In my mind, they deserve 2nd place, so I'm not going to give them a 7.99, but I'm going to give them a 7.98. So I write my 8. We give the score, I write it down beside the competitor, and erase. 4th competitor comes out. This is the player that I think, they did a good job, but out of what all we saw, they deserve 5th place. So I know that 7.95 is my lowest score that I can hand out. So I'm going to have 7.95 as their score. Show it, have it read out loud, turn it around, write down the score next to the competitor's number, and then competitor 5 comes out. Competitor 5 to me deserves 3rd place, so I know that 3rd place, based on everything else that I've done and my range, 3rd place score for me is 7.97. So I'm going to write down that 7.97, have it called out, we do our scores, write it down, and then all competitors have received their score. Tallies get added up, the scores get added up. It's okay if there is a tie. If there's a tie, then that means that judges were judging based on what they felt. And sometimes that means that you've got 2-3 competitors that may tie for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place, whatever it may be. That is okay. Don't feel like if you had a tie, something went wrong. You have to base it off of your opinion. But because of this, we can keep track of where we are. It's easy to keep track of multiple students. There are some divisions out there that have 20 plus students. This way, you can watch all 20 students, keep track of what place that you think they deserve, and then call them all back up for scores. This makes it as fair as possible because you get to see all competitors before you start handing out scores. It may take a little bit longer, but in the end, judges will appreciate it, scorekeepers will appreciate it, students will appreciate it, coaches and parents will appreciate it because we have done the most fair way of scoring and keeping track of everybody without making it seem like we are being unfair to later competitors or earlier competitors based on how you're used to scoring. Okay, and that's how our scoring is going to go for our katas and our weapons divisions, whether it be traditional or open, or even our musical divisions. Remember, you can watch this over and over again. Please share this with your black belts or other martial arts schools that you may know that are going to be attending tournaments, either ours in November or other tournaments in the future that are going to use this type of scoring. Again, it may take a little bit longer, it may drag out a little bit, but it's the most fair way that we can judge multiple competitors, and everyone deserves a fair chance at getting the best scores that they can without being punished for either being an early competitor or a late competitor. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, again, do share and study up on this video so that way when you go to tournaments that use this, you're confident in using it and you may be able to use it in your tournaments in the future.